So in continuation to the previous video where we were talking about SNMP V2 and V3, now as I said earlier, I will be giving the context as V3 as a just as a context, and give the privacy password which we give on the machine web interface, and authentication using here you can see privacy algorithm, and the authentication username is xadmin, which I shown you already in the machine web interface. Authentication algorithm is MD5DS. This is what I changed when I shown the setup initially in the machine. So you can see equipment ID service. This all these things you can change, keep it as default. Nothing to touch here in normal ways. So here you can see backend TCP below. Keep everything like the same and install the device. You can see it is showing, it is going very fast, but if you are scrolling down you can see a warning, certificate could not be found. Normally the certificate won't be there, but for some reason, as I said earlier, this machine was added to EQ track, then we added it to Papercut, then we added to Sentinel. So this and Xerox Cloud, Xerox Workplace Suite, all these things. So this can happen sometimes. So at that time, the first thing what we had to do is we had to make sure the date and time is right, what we have given in the machine. So if there is a synchronization issue with the date and time in the machine and with the SafeQ server, all these things can happen. And if there is an error exists in the machine, then also the same issue can happen. So I don't think it is something later with the device certificate right now, since I already given it. So I think I going to create a new certificate. Here all the fields which is marked with an asterisk is mandatory, which is already pre-filled. I just change the date only to the maximum, that is to the 5000. The certificate validity I given to the maximum. Now we will go back and check the setups once again if it is required. I'm adding all this the failure steps also to show you that all these things are normal when we are adding the device embedded, not only with one particular PMS, with almost all the PMS. The same thing could happen at any time. So I added embedded terminal installation install. It will fail this time as well, and you can see certificate could not be found. Check the status. I already created another certificate, self-signed certificate. Still it's giving me the same thing. So once you created, you can see here you can clone the settings from here and you can put it in other machines. So only for one time we need to clone it properly. So all other devices of the same model we can do with by cloning, taking cloning from here. So nothing, I think sometimes when we are doing this, we have to, means when we are getting the error repeatedly, we have to initialize it to the factory setups. We can take a backup and we can initialize it to factory resets, then reconfigure the machine manually. So here you can see fleet orchestra is there. It is for date and time. So I initialize the device now to the factory defaults. So now you can see it went back to automatic and I changed to manual. I will not change this date and time now, since it will reboot the device. So I will do all of the setups. I will apply it. Then as final, I will correct the date and time. So once I reinstall the device to the factory defaults, I had to do all the settings, check the nearest match 8.5 to 11 to F4. It's a matrix size. Then you can see the banner sheet. It depends on the customer requirement. If you need to disable the banner sheet, you have to disable the banner sheet, and make sure allow print on held jobs is enabled and print on alternate jobs is enabled. Print banner sheets no, allow the print driver to override no. These are normal settings what I am giving if the customer is not specifically saying I want to print the banner sheet. So I will disable it. Then I am going to EAP extensible service setup as I shown you earlier in the earlier video. export passwords to extensible services. This is I'm selecting, and proxies in, I'm not using any proxy, I'm selecting no proxy. Apply it. And here, if you're checking here, diagnostics is there, so where you can give the DNS or the SafeQ server IP address or host name, and you can diagnose it. And as I said earlier, web service, everything needs to be enabled. Click on save, and in this one you can disable WSD and all these things in the web services depending on the customer. Now I give an apply. So if I'm going to HTTP as I shown you earlier, you can see it will show a Xerox device certificate, and all HTTPS requests will be switched to HTTPS. So that is a mandatory thing what we need to select. And if I'm going to accounting methods, you can see accounting method got defaulted to none because I defaulted to the factory. Earlier when I shown you initially the video, it was in network accounting. So by default, when you're doing the first configuration, it will be none, as I said in the earlier video. Change it network accounting and save it. Here you can see accounting workflow. So as I shown you earlier, it has to be in capture usage, not in pre-authorization and capture usage, which is meant for billing, quota, all these things, billing codes. And control panel and website login methods. Here it has to be in convenience authentication, as I shown you earlier. Username and password valid on the device, in the network and device. Network is in control panel login and device is in website login. So device, when you're logging into the website, you can log in with the default admin username and password. So here you can see convenience authentication setup is not configured. That will be getting automatically configured when the SafeQ installation is automatically completed. So here you can see in user permission, device user accounts, user permission roles, job override policies, and control panel and website login methods locally on the device in the database. So if you're going to user permission, non-logged in guest access or non-logged in users, this normally depends on the customer requirement. Normally in customer scenario, we can restrict access to everything normally, but in my case here I want to do a custom, since I want access to the job status and all these things. I will be keeping it open. So here all these things you can customize based on your requirement, based on your customer requirement. Here you can see home, copy, allowed, but home needs to be locked, so I locked everything first, and I am allowing whatever is required. So as I said, jobs and device status I'm keeping allowed and applying. So normally in the customer installation, this will be, you can keep it restrict access to everything. And if you're going to logged in users, you can see that the same way it is given us unlimited or unrestricted access to all features except tools. And close it, and we can make our own permission roles if it is required. I can show it in later in a detailed video, but as this I am doing for the beginners, I will not be doing it now. So if someone have any confusion or clarification, you can type it on the comment box below. And if you're going to printing general, you can see the general setup for the printing application. So if the print configuration reported power on, if you want to disable it, you can disable it from here. And as I said earlier, you can see adaptive learning here, that also you can disable. So now I will change it date and time. So if you're going here date and time, manual I change, and I will change it to my date and time, exact date and time 2, that means 14. So you can select your region which is assigned to your server and apply. So the device will restart, and now I paused it and I restarted. Now I go to properties, login, and and you can see I'm not sure regarding the password, did I change it or not. Hopefully I change it. I think it's taking a bit time. It's not which is not normal. Okay, it's got logged in. And since my network also is a bit small, a bit slow, I am using it so many remote server, Hyper-V servers, and all these things. So my network as well is a little slow. As I said, you have to edit SNMP with the properties, and xadmin is the username, and the password you can I am giving for the authentication, and privacy password the same one. So as such, this is what I was saying. When we are initializing at that time, when we are adding the device on SafeQ, we have to give this. So I am saving it now. So it is saving, and then enable SNMP v3. v2 will be already enabled. So you can see here the first part, first time one mesh device configuration is a bit problematic, then everything will be going fine. Now if I go into device and edit, I'll try to use the same I did earlier. I'm clicking on edit, and instead of reinstalling, I have to give the specific changes. I have to put the specific changes here as well. So as you can see here, test text is there, location description IT is there, and I did activate the license set. Sorry, here license is still there, valid. You can see the IP address. If I click on advanced, you will get the advanced setup. So I click, it's already highlighted the advanced one. Template type, if you have to show you guys installation task, authentication method, card or pin, admin, and printing application layout, waiting, and tags as I mentioned. Here you can choose all the features which is applicable to the machine. If something is unchecked, check that which is applicable to the machine. Admin username and password, give the correct admin password. I didn't do that much modification in my previous setup, so I'm trying to do in the same device itself. Here you can see direct queue name, but it's not required right now. I will be doing how to add direct queues later in a later video. And here you can see authentication mode, direct printing, and system tags. Make sure everything, there is nothing wrong in making sure everything again and again. And SNMP v2 is already there, SNMP v3 is there, privacy password, authentication password, just to make sure. And copying and pasting, I want to copy and paste, it's almost correct. So authentication password, my report system is a bit laggy, that's why we are facing some lagginess, but it's fine. As I said, my network is a bit slow. It's running on a remote server. I am using a remote network, remote PC as well. So if I save changes now, it will get installed automatically. You can see authentication MD5 DES, and nothing else needs to be changed from the technical point of view unless and otherwise specifically required. When we saved, as I said you, it will automatically go to the reinstall mode. Yes, it got success, I believe. You can see no, it says cannot get Xerox EAP status, and Xerox secure has to be enabled manually. XSA and all this network content could not be configured. Try configure it manually. Now the error is different. Earlier it was certificate error. Now it is EAP status, but that is also, I believe, it is with the date and time. And I missed export passwords, I think, but it is not supposed to be like this. You can see the rectangular box. It's not selectable anymore. Maybe with my cookies or something. Let me go to the advanced settings and see how it will appear over there. But it is not supposed to be like this normally. IP lockout is clear. W discovery multicast, HTTP. Going back to HTTP, let us see, will we be able to give the correct selection boxes. So if it is giving the correct selection boxes, okay, we can proceed with this one. Let me log in back. Somehow I got logged off. I'm not using it because since this PC is, I'm not saving the password since it's not required. This PC is a virtual PC which was built on Hyper-V, so I don't have to, I'm not going to use it. And here you can see, here also see A3 A5 A3 A6. Instead of selecting selectable portion or the round, it is showing A3 A5. So there is some issues. Either I believe it could be from the browser cookies or caches. Yeah, now somehow it got fine. So I'm going to EAP again, as it was giving the EAP error, to make sure that everything is right. So you can see no proxy, everything is configured fine, seems to be configured fine, and we can get more details from the SafeQ logs. But at the instant stage, I don't want it to get too much confused. I can show later on another session of videos that how to read the logs, how to get the logs, all these things. Please free to comment on the section, on the comment section, to understand that you like this video, so I can make more videos on this. And please do subscribe and like my videos so I can make more videos like this. I'm planning to make on Papercut, on Sentinel, on EQTrack, and Xerox Workplace Suite and Workplace Cloud, SafeQ Cloud, Papercut Cloud. Then Xerox DocuShare is there, which is an easy enterprise content management solution. So I reinstall the device again. So I am going to make videos on ECM muscle. So still I cannot get Xerox EAP status error. I'm think I missed something or somewhere. See, here is the logs. What you can see, local DC inside SafeQ 6. So you can see management, and in the management you can see spooler controller management, flexi spooler, and inside all the folders you will be able to get the particular logs for this. Here you can see spooler log. So anyway, I will not be doing it now. I just want to show it to you. Now I know there is some issues or something which I missed in the configuration of the device. So let me open it back again. Maybe if it is not working still, I will delete it and re-add it again to avoid any confusion which is later with the setup or which is related with the passwords or authentication. So as I said earlier, I will be using V3, privacy password I given, and authentication password I given. I don't know then from where the problem is occurring. Yeah, now I found the problem, because authentication username somehow it got changed to p-admin. What is we given on the machine is x-admin. Given means it was automatically generated. We were supposed to change it, or if you want. So now I believe this will get installed. Yes, now you can see everything is installed. Supported browser device is ready. Device supports Building goods application installed, device is ready, account installed. So if you're going here, and almost all everything was right, but that p-admin instead of x-admin, somehow it got ended in the p-admin. So that is the reason. So if you're going here, start remote session, you will be, as I said earlier, we will be able to get the remote control panel of the machine, where by which we are sitting remotely. Also we can check the device status. Here I will log in with the default username and password. It's saying it's some kind of wrong. Let me go and check which are the users existing. This video was done before I took the videos of SafeQ building. This device adding was done on an existing SafeQ server. So yeah, it's logged in to Srilar.